Hey guys, so I'm on straight YouTube. I decided not to go through StreamYard. I'm just on here just for a few moments as we start gearing up for a hearing this morning, and just wanted to say hi because this channel is coming under, not this channel. This channel is good. This, my other channel, is obviously coming under attack from a lot of unknown people associated with one group of people, right? So we're going to be having some issues, that we have to address. We're going to be addressing these issues today. I know a lot of people are talking about it, and I've kept my mouth pretty much shut while I've been dragged through the mud since this entire case has gone on. And in all fairness, everybody says I'm not allowed to talk about the case. I don't know who in the world says I'm not allowed to talk about the case. I'm absolutely allowed to say anything about this case that's public information. Right? So this idea, this illusion that I can't talk about this case when a whole group of people are clearly talking about this case in an effort to publicly defend myself against the public court action that they have instead of the actual court action. So I just thought I would take a few moments and kind of, discuss this case just a little bit and why we're here. First and foremost, I want to make sure everybody's aware I was forced into this case. Okay, this is not a case that I wanted to bring. I gave Ms. Turner every opportunity to cease action. I've sent her cease and desist letters, which she was told by her people to ignore, which is a bad legal maneuver for anybody, especially when somebody's trying to diplomatically handle a situation. And she's been told multiple times online, from me just being live, that she publicly acknowledged. So there are some things here, but this idea or this illusion that I just brought this case just to pick on somebody is, obviously the people involved know that everything in my complaint is accurate and true and correct to the best of my ability and belief. These things did happen to me. These things are ongoing that are going on in my life. And now they're behind the scenes doing massive things to me that I'm not willing to discuss here. I'm going to go ahead and leave that for the courts. But there are other damaging things that are now have reached to a federal level because of a specific action that just happened last night. So I don't know where this is going to go. Obviously some people are doing some terrible things. They're going to be putting themselves in legal jeopardy. I'm just asking everybody to stop and allow this court hearing to proceed in the court as it's supposed to. Because right now you guys are putting your neck out really, really long for somebody that is being accused of a felony. And I just want to let you guys know that is in fact what I'm accusing these people of. I'm accusing them of committing crimes against me, but I have no recourse because of the investigative body being here in Manatee County. I need, the Illinois is not the investigative body. This only leaves me one option to get this stuff to stop, and that is a civil suit. And so that is what I'm in. And we're going to be going to court this morning on a status conference. Now, there's not a whole lot that comes from status conferences. You're just kind of gauging the case and where we are in the case. And obviously, we're at the very beginning stages. We have a few hearings that need to come, come up. This whole motion to dismiss, that's the counterclaims. It's a normal process when you really don't have defenses. A lot of people, as an option, decide to do counterclaims, just to see if they can do something. This notion that I said 3 statements and she's got defamation, but these hundreds and hundreds of hours of conversations are just mild chit chat when she's actually displayed me in animated characters, doing private things with another creator on her panel, and she thinks it's funny. These people think that humiliating people is funny. They think that nonstop harassment every single day is their right to do. They actually believe that they have a right to drag somebody nonstop without a private person, mind you. They don't know me. They've never met me. They have nothing to do with me, but they think that they are literally entitled to cause me personal, professional, and financial harm. And they think that there's nothing anybody can do about it, that it's their First Amendment right to destroy somebody's livelihood. They actually, in their brains, honestly believe there is nothing that can be done for that. And anybody that is engaging in this practice, I'm going to ask you to stop. We're getting to a point in this case where your actions and your help to specific creators are going to be called into question. I've got one of the right people. Now, we all know that there is a few heads that need to be brought up, right? The coordinated, concerted effort by about 4 major people that caused all this nonsense for me. So the judge is going to have to, I'm not required, I just want to make that clear, I'm not required by law to include them in this suit. I'm only entitled to go after Queen Bee for what she specifically did to me. I can't include all of the other people that she included in it. I can only include what she has done. And that's what I'm doing. So I know that whatever is going to happen today, it's going to be filled with a bunch of lies coming from them to peddle, that this has happened. But I just want to remind people as we go into this court hearing, and this is stuff that they've said because I've kept my mouth shut about this, right? I haven't talked about the court case. I haven't talked about the court hearing or anything of that nature. But I also want to say that these are the same group of people that don't understand what a motion to amend a First Amendment amended complaint is, calling it an amendment complaint, which is the most ludicrous thing I have ever heard. Okay, somebody that stands on how well their research is, and there's no narrative behind this. We're just reviewing her, right? No, you're not. You're lying about me. You're defaming me. That's what you're doing. Let's call it what it is. So they have no clue what they're talking about when it comes to court documents, but they go out there and they try to say with a sweet voice that they do. And they mislead their entire audience on falsehoods about the court proceedings. I would beg everybody out there to do your own legal research. Go through the documents. Why aren't they handing you the documents? Why are they having to show it on a screen? Why don't they give you the PDF so you can review it and look up the laws that are clearly established within all of my pleadings? I make sure that I include the case law to support my claims, evidence to support my claims, and of course, everybody's knowledge on that side, knowing that these things actually truly did happen and exist, even while they're allowing those content creators to say they did not. There was a lot of hands in this. There was a lot of hands that were elicited for this bully campaign against me. Okay? But we have to go to the source. Who started it? Who created the problem? Right? Who created the problem? So before they mislead anybody else saying that I'm the one that brought this on myself because I filed the suit, well, let's look at the 2 months that I tried to resolve the suit behind the scenes amicably and was told to go F myself. And no matter what I do, they're taking my channel at all costs. And even as these court proceedings are existing, they are trying to financially harm me to force me out of this court hearing. Why, if they're so proud of the work they did and they believe the law is behind their actions, why would they be engaging in trying to cause financial harm so I'm forced out of the lawsuit? Has anybody thought to stop and ask that question? Because this seems awfully intentional that all these things that you guys don't know about going on behind the scenes are all happening as we're leading up to this court hearing. And not only that, but they're all going to one specific channel to brag about what they're doing, to tell their master how obedient they are being to her. So let's call a spade for a spade. Let's remove the veil of deception when it comes to this court proceeding, because I am allowed to speak the truth of the matter. I'm allowed to speak what is going on. I'm not allowed to give you guys or divulge certain details, but those certain details haven't been realized. Right now, all we're working on is public record, right? The public record that they've chose to put out there, slander and humiliate me with, and drive a narrative of untruth in what they're actually reading. So I anticipate after this court hearing that they'll be running to their microphones and lying about what happened at the court proceeding. As you know, the judge is only allowing people to be inside that courtroom to hear the proceedings. So if you would like to personally see the court proceedings for yourself and what's going on, now today's a case status conference. There's a lot of moving parts with this. I've been requested for deposition, so I'm actually requesting right now, to depose the same day. So if I'm being deposed, I'd like to depose her, but I still, after multiple emails, still have not heard from her attorney related to that. So, at this point, if they're going to be keeping their audience posted on the goings and comings, if she's going to be passing information off to burnt toast through BTIM or herself, and it's going to keep making circulations around all of her friends' channels that she elicits help with, and they're just going to continue to drag me and continue to work on trying to take my channel down to cause financial harm, to force me out of this case, then I definitely will be making sure that this side is well versed on what's going on in those very proceedings. And I'm not going to do sneaky stuff like passing around documents to people on back channels, or, coordinating this and coordinating that on back channels. That will leave for those people, the kind of people that I sue. We'll leave that for them. And we will just move forward with me addressing the things that need to be addressed, that I can lawfully address without getting in trouble with the courts. And this is one of those ways that I can address you guys without coming into the courts. So without getting in trouble with the courts, so to speak. But, this nonstop campaign against me from only one side, but every time we say something, we're not supposed to talk about it. Well, I find it funny because I don't ever see those messages in a certain creator's chats when she's discussing the case or bringing my name up. Nobody ever says, oh, you're not supposed to be talking about her. Oh, you're not supposed to be doing this. Why don't we just leave her alone and let the courts decide, right? It's only when they want to come over here and harass us. So I'm tired. The gloves are off. We are going to move through this case. There is a case here. And we know that there's a case here because they're working overtime to try to cause as much financial damage to force me out of this case as possible. The problem is, what they fail to realize is I have pockets, okay? People that are supporting and will support this claim. Have I received $1 from them? I have not, and nor will I, unless I need it. So this idea, this illusion that even if my channel comes down, I'm not going to be fighting her in court. Yes, I will. My channel is not coming down. I've never broken a rule. What they are saying through those those false copyright strikes are untrue. The video is absolutely in the public domain. They need to refer to Packingham versus North Carolina, which basically state the public domain is the new news square. It's the public square. So once it's in there, once it's in the public square, I have every right to utilize it under fair use. And so they have falsely copyright strike my channel because it absolutely is in the public square, and it was in the public square prior to me making any videos about it. And it was up and it was public. It was posted and it was public. So that's all my requirements are, and I've met that threshold. So it was false copyright strikes in an effort to cause financial harm. And guess what? We find out that it's another person that just ran right over to the specific channel and started bragging to their fearless leader about what they'd done. This carriage girl would have never done this by themselves. She was coached into doing it. She was reached out to by somebody and coached into doing it. And she was actually walked through the process, but not for anyone else. Not for anyone else. Just me. So that is a false copyright strike, if I've ever heard it. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows what is truly, truly, truly going on here. Obviously, Blank Screen has put out some messages. I thought they weren't keeping me under surveillance, but clearly they are. Yes, my house was swatted. Somebody called in a false suicide claim to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. They tried to have my house swatted just in the past week. In the past week. That's only one incident. One of the stuff that goes on behind my scenes that I don't talk to you about. Just one. I've told you guys they've had me under surveillance. They've been stalking me, and people came here and told me I was a liar because they were lying at what they were doing to me. But every time you turn around, who's going real life? It's definitely not Camp Bullhorn Betty, is it? That Christmas gift. We still got the gifts in here. I've got to drop off this week to the church. These people that say they never go real life, shame on Betty for going real life. Do you know they reached out to the church, and not just reached out to the church, reached out to the church on multiple occasions? Now, I don't know about you, but I've never done anything. Even my crimes, even in the past that they talk about, not one of them has been theft. Not one of them has been robbery. Not one of them has been anything other than alcohol or drug abuse related. Every last one of the charges. But somehow they think, because I'm sure that they do this themselves, because who thinks of this, right? Who thinks of conning people around Christmas time, right? Who thinks about that? I certainly don't. So it really takes a person that has done something like that to have an experience like that. So you have to imagine the horrible things that these people do to other people to think people act this way. I mean, just think of the psychology. We try to help a 8-year-old boy in the family and a church. And you know what they did? They went real life. And you know who they're associated with? I'll leave that up to you. I'll leave that up to you. But this illusion that I'm doing all these things behind the scenes that they have convinced you of, I have never once ever done. They've only came with words, never once receipts. But you know what? I let them put the receipts about me because I knew if they came from me, you wouldn't believe them. But Blank Screen put them up, didn't he? A person that says he's not keeping me under surveillance. A person that we know is tied to who am I suing right now, right? Has you here and now. I would like to know what happened. I would like to know why it happened. And I want your story. If you have firsthand knowledge about what happened and why, messages, screenshots, anything else behind the scenes, I've got a lot. I can tell you that. I've got a lot. And it's very highly disturbing, especially the ones where they're basically saying they want me to lose my shit online and record every bit of it. That to me is highly disturbing as they're gunning for me, right? What did they think would happen? I want to know what the end game was for these people. Was it the loss of my life? Because I'm wondering if that's the reason why they started coming after my channel, is I didn't act the way they wanted me to act. I didn't give them the show that they wanted to have. Laura, you can say I'm delusional, but you know what? The proof is in the pudding. And screenshots are 1,000 words, especially when they have a certain creator's name right under them. So you guys know, especially if you've been in the back chats, that they were trying to get me to have outbursts online, and they wanted you all to record them. Only you guys in those back chats know whether that's true or not. And I can guarantee it is, because I've seen it with my own eyes. What was the end game? Or did you not think about what the end game could possibly result in? I'm very, very curious. But it's very highly, highly upsetting to me that a group of people would do something like this and people would literally help them do it. People have some soul searching to do. A lot of soul searching. A lot of soul searching. It is the Christmas time. I hope each and every one of you guys go to church. Realize how your actions to help a particular creator has damaged another one. And you need to decide for yourself whether you want to be a witness to this or if you want to help or continue. Because I'm telling you, this is going to this is not going to end pretty for anybody. I mean, I expect that they're going to do everything they can to get my stuff to try to drag, because they've been dragging all lies through the mud anyways. And the stuff that they won't want you to see is stuff that's going to benefit me. And that's why they're hiding it from you. I also found out that this group, you know, when people are starting to open their eyes and ask questions, and I'm hearing that they call us intolerance, you know, intolerable over here. But when people start asking legitimate questions in a respectful way, they're being blocked over there. Blocked for asking very specific questions And I've heard it. I've heard it multiple times. One of my comments was absolutely removed from a particular creator for explaining that she's stalking me and harassing me. And I've asked her constantly to quit reaching out to me, quit flagging me, quit making contact with me by any way, shape, or form. And this woman can't do that and remove that comment from her channel so she can act like that I didn't say that. These people are doing stuff, but it's all one group in one place, headed by basically two people. One that elicited help from another. And that's what we're alleging. And then the ancillary people that do the dirty bidding. So take it for what you will. The counterclaim, the amended counterclaim, the first amended counterclaim filed is normal and customary in a case like this. Did you hear me? Normal and customary in a case like this. It's not a big deal. She's got me saying 3 things allegedly. 3. A far cry from hundreds of hours or animated displays or the actual public coordination with these very groups on her lives. People need to go back and look at what really happened. And I would suggest you going back to the Quentin Simon case. And you'll see a clear jealousy as soon as I start making money on there, which I spent every penny of that there. But she didn't know that because she doesn't have my bills. You see a very definitive change in Queen Bee and how she tried to take me out financially, personally, and professionally. And so there's my statement. If they want to get me in trouble for it, I'm lawfully allowed to come here and talk about stuff that's on the public record. And that has been alleged in the public record. So let's start cleaning this up. Let's start clearing it up. Like I said, this is time for some truth serum. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of them deceiving their people and conning them out of money. And it's Christmas time. And I love all people, even the ones that don't love me. And I pray for them the hardest. But I do see that they're starting to wake up and starting to ask the major questions, because they have to ask themselves too, what really was the end game here? Why so hard? And why are they pulling out all the stops now as this case is starting to heat up? And I'm talking about all the stops. I only told you one thing, which was enough to horrify most of you. That was just one thing that's going on with me behind the scenes from this group of people. Just one, allegedly, in my opinion only. Actually, I'm going to remove that. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. If it's damaging to somebody, prove it. Prove it. You guys know my address, right? Know my address. So we need to start finding out why this happened. So anybody that has any information, you can send that to me anonymously. Make up a new account. Just get me the information, something that I can verify, and I will work on it. I don't want to cause any. I want the problem people addressed. The people that were duped into doing, underhanded stuff for them. I'm not looking to start problems with you. I have no qualms against you. I feel like you guys were lied to and screwed. So if you're tired of being lied to and screwed, reach out to me, bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Anyways, I'm looking for any and all information related to why we're here and what truly happened to me and why. So if you've got that, please send it over to me. It has to be verifiable. So send me the information. I will, and this will be confidential because I'm allowed to investigate my own case. And as long as I have a way to get the information above board, through discovery request, I'll keep your name out of it. I'll see what I need to get. I'll make the discovery request for it and make them make them turn it over. So I can keep a lot of people's names out of this stuff, and I won't even know your name anyways because you're sending it to me anonymously, but just send it to me. There's a lot of stuff out there as to what happened and why it's happening to me. And anybody that has participated in this, I want to know. I want to know. And like I said, if you want to be beneficial, let's be beneficial, but be truthful. And you need to start talking to your people about what truly happened behind the scenes so people don't think I'm making this all up. Because I know that there are some people pulling away from this very group that know the truth. Speak the truth. Have the balls. Have the backbone, the fortitude. Start speaking up. People need to know the truth. And until you start breaking your silence, they're not going to know it. All right, guys. Well, I've got I guess I can stay on here a little bit longer because I mean, court's not until my time, 10:30. So I'm just, as I'm going through this case and I'm reviewing all the data and information related to the case, it worries me because I'm clearly seeing what's happened, and I'm clearly seeing what they wanted for content, and quite frankly, it's very highly disturbing to me. And should be highly disturbing to anybody. This goes beyond anything I have ever seen. I can personally tell you that. Gone beyond anything I've ever seen. Anything. And I just find it funny that every time anybody wants to brag about it, it seems like it's only one or two channels they go and brag on, doesn't it? I mean, you guys would know more than me because I don't watch this garbage. But I know you guys do because you guys send me snippets and clips. But I hope you guys wake up soon and realize nobody deserves this. Think about it if it was you. Think about it. Being swatted at your home. So don't sit there and tell me that this shit is not going on, because you know what? Even though I keep it behind my closed doors and don't bring it public here on YouTube, you got animals that have me under surveillance and having no problem posting it. So they just showed my receipts for me. So if you don't think it's happening, I'm going to call you a liar, liar, pants on fire, because your own people proved it is. Funny how I let that happen, isn't it? I could have came with that. I told the attorney immediately. Immediately. He needs to get his client under control and understand she's got a pickle. So this illusion that she's telling you she's just fine, you better be looking at her body language, because she doesn't look fine to me. She looks like she's finally getting a clue that this is real, that this is no joke, what all of her friends kept trying to say to her. This bullying on YouTube needs to come to an end. It's got to stop before somebody gets hurt. And when they get hurt, I'm blaming the people responsible. I'm blaming the people responsible. Let me find out that somebody was bullied by this group of people to death. I believe one of their cohorts, you guys know how I feel about that. I believe one has already been responsible for two. But that's just my opinion because nobody's confirmed. I know one. But I'm still waiting for the second one to be confirmed. Internet bullying is a crime. It is absolutely a crime. Internet bullying is a crime. I don't know why these people have convinced their audience that what they're doing is above board. That to me is absolutely nuts. That somebody honestly thinks that they can literally ruin somebody's life nonstop, and it's their right to do. These people are so deluded upstairs that they think that this is true because they're being told this by an idiot. And not only that, look at all the how many people are literally in here just to watch me? Just to hate. It's a small group, by the way. Okay? I just want to let the small group know you guys are about 10% of my audience, even on a good day. Just FYI. 10%. That's it. You think you're everyone. Like this channel, if this channel, this backup channel hasn't proved a few things. It's proven that people like love over hate, because the subscriber count is literally going through the roof. I don't buy subscribers. I never even knew there was such a thing, but obviously they do. So it makes you wonder, how do they know that? I didn't know that. I've been on here for 2 years. Didn't know you could buy subscribers. Had no freaking clue. Had no clue, right? You can buy subscribers. So they know about that and probably have utilized that system. Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. I have never. So you have all this. They literally equate, even on their best days, to maybe 10% of our overall audience. That's it. 10%. Literally nothing. But they think they're so big and bad, and because they think they don't like me, that everybody else out there doesn't like me because they don't like me. I mean, these are the I'm telling you, this is truly how they think and believe. This is truly how they think and believe. Look at that literally Davis person. Hated me forever. Over what? Lies. Brings it up there. Receipt. They're like, oh, you need no. You accused me and you didn't have one receipt, but yet you ran with that. For how long did literally Davis run with all that? Over a year and a half. Over a year and a half. She ran with a bunch of lies. Never had one receipt to prove anything that she said. And finally, when I addressed her with receipts and proved to her for a year and a half, she has lied and peddled lies and peddled lies and peddled lies. And I still bet you she is a Bullhorn Betty hater over those lies that she thought she knew. She's probably still mad at me. I bet you anything. What do you bet? She's angry with me because she was lied to. Because it's always Betty's fault, right? Always Betty's fault. I know you do, Connie. I know. I wish I could pull your messages up, but I can't. And you don't need to delete messages. I really don't care if they stay. To be honest with you, in here, I remove the chat messages anyways. I could really care less. We're not going to be engaging in their opinions anymore. They're idiots. They're idiots, and I prove they're idiots time and time again. They have not one scintilla of proof or receipts for any allegations they said to me, even the 42 or 43 arrests. Give me a break. Cut it out. Cut it out. I was arrested twice a month for 6 solid months. That's 12 arrests right there. Hardly a crime of the century. It was all probation related for me doing what? Substances. Oh my God. Yes, I was a piece of shit on drugs. Oh my God. Sue me. At least I'm not a piece of shit still currently on drugs, like half the people that are talking smack about me. Oh yeah. I forgot you guys don't know about that either, right? Puff, puff, pass, right? They must really hate me. I'm a Christian lady. I don't engage in a lot of the shenanigans. I don't have children. I have my house bought and paid for long before I came onto YouTube. I've got a car bought and paid for long before I came on YouTube. I've worked my butt off my entire life. I have worked for myself since 2018, long before I was on the streets of YouTube. But somehow I need to get a job and don't know how to take care of myself. I just find that ultra hilarious. I changed over here. We were making good progress in being able to help a lot of families. All this has done is hindered our ability to help families, which is what they want. Why would anybody want families to be hindered? Because they can scoop in and get the scoop, right? They can make money. Because what's very difficult for them is when you have a content creator that actually puts boots on the ground. The person that has boots on the ground typically gets more views than, say, somebody that sits at home and is lazy smoking on weed all day and God knows what else, right? So you have that. So you have the lazy, ambitious group, right? And you got the go-getters. And so the lazy, ambitious group, they want to bitch, scream, moan, and groan about the people that get up and actually do work. Because they have to put them down because they don't want people to know how little bit of work they do for their thousands and thousands of dollars that they never contribute to a case or even go out. Like, if you want to talk smack about me and you want to show how horrible I am out in the field, why would you steal my content instead of just going out there and recording me live and out in the field? Doesn't seem to make sense, does it? Doesn't seem to make sense. Like, you wouldn't even have to worry about copyright claims if you just Like if I was the pun of your content, then why aren't you out my front door getting real content about me? Why are you just stealing the content I produced? I'd like to know that. Is anything stopping you from taking your thousands of dollars and paying for airfare, auto rental, food, lodging to get your story? Oh, it's just easier and cheaper to steal somebody else's and cause them financial harm. What are they going to do when I'm off YouTube? Where's their content going to come from? Like every single one of the channels, maybe I should just delete my channel and come back later. Why not? I know I can build a channel lickety split because people like me. They would lose literally every piece of content that they have ever had. Their channels would be bankrupt. Think about it. Nobody would listen to anything else they talk about. They use my name for clout. That's how that works. I'm their pay piggy. Well, you're going to have to pay up, baby. You're making money off my name and me and my content. I'm sorry. It's unjust enrichment, among many other things. And then to criticize me and to insult me and to attack me on a daily basis, that's harassment. Then when you put me under constant surveillance online and offline and have people report back to you, which people behind the scenes know that's true. You know why? Because I've seen it for myself. You got yourself into a legal pickle. So don't be crying and saying that I'm filing a frivolous lawsuit. Don't be crying and complaining that I am doing horrible things to you. No, you did horrible things to me. I did absolutely nothing to this woman. Absolutely nothing. Didn't say anything bad about her, didn't talk about her, didn't want to know where she lived, didn't want to send people to her house, didn't keep her under surveillance, never had my audience members watch her endlessly or go through her entire life and all of her social medias. We never did any of that. They did that to me. All right, guys, take it for what you will. I would really like people to stop with the shenanigans and allow these people to create their own problem and their own demise all by themselves. No need to stick your neck out any further than you already have. It's time to let it go, cut your losses, and move on and send me what you have, right? Because you don't need to be brought into this legal mess. Let's just put that out there like that. For the creators that don't want to bring the truth. Tell me the truth of what happened. And send me what you have. That's what I'm asking. God bless you.